All right. Hello. We are here today with Jake Wells, who is doing some awesome stuff with EOS and just a great person in general. Lots of fun to talk to and be around. So, Jake, that was not the biggest and best introduction I could have done. So, why don't you take it from here and tell people a little bit more about you and what you do with EOS?
Well, Nicole, it was the biggest and best intro I've had all day. So you
Awesome.
top 10 percentile or above. So I am an EOS implementer. I like to think of myself as an undercover business therapist masquerading as an EOS implementer. And not everybody
Mhm.
knows what EOS is, so I think we probably should I take a second
Yeah.
and give an
Just a quick
overview?
second. EOS is
Or
great. So, yeah.
why don't you give me what is EOS? Can I take a
Oh,
stab at
gosh.
that or
Well, so entrepreneurial operating system, right? And then
Yep.
if you don't have a system in place, here's a system. And, the reason why a lot of people use franchises is for a system. So, if you can just have someone help you set up a system and get you from where you are to where you want to go, EOS is a good place to start with that. So,
I think
that's
that's great. I'm gonna elaborate just a little bit on top of
probably
that.
good.
It's excellent start. So it's an operating system for your business.
Mhm.
So in the same way that you would run something like agile methodology to run software projects, what if there's a system and structure, a framework like that for an entire business? So instead of just winging it and shooting from the hip, more science than art. So uh, yeah, that's high level. Should I get more specific? Give you sort of a 90-second overview
Let's
of
do it.
what this thing
Let's do it.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, everybody knows what it is, but for the folks that do not, it's a complete proven system of simple tools to help entrepreneurs and their leadership teams get what they want out of their business. And we talk about it with three things called vision, traction, healthy. So vision is getting the leadership team 100% on the same page. Where are we going? How are we going to get there?
Mhm.
Traction is instilling the discipline and accountability to actually achieve that vision. And
Love
then
that even
healthy
more.
is, yeah, it's nice. Healthy is building a leadership team that's actually healthy, functional, and cohesive because most of the time they're not. I've had several of my own businesses and been with part of other people's businesses that are not healthy, and it's not fun. So the idea is I work just with the leaders,
Mhm.
and we'll usually find as they go, so goes the rest of the organization. It's like an organization will take on the character of its owners and founders, and it's true. So the big holy grail mecca nirvana thing that we're chasing is a strong leadership team that cascades down, so everybody in the entire company knows exactly where the company's going, crystal clear. We're headed this way. They've got their oar in the water. Everyone's rowing in the same direction. Individually, everybody really steps up and operates at a whole other level of accountability and discipline. And then
Mhm.
everyone enjoys the benefits of being part of a healthy, functional, cohesive business. So is that rambling enough for you for a minute and a
I
half or
love the
two?
ramble. It was great. Yeah. No, I mean, how many businesses, I mean, if you're watching right now, I bet you could raise your hand that you would like all three of those things a little bit more in your business. And, you're really all about helping people get to the next level. I mean, you don't work with everyone, right? Who do you work with?
Well,
Like
that's fair. Yeah, I do not.
employee
Yeah,
size or revenue size,
yeah. I work with entrepreneurial-minded companies, so
Mhm.
people that are privately held and small to medium size. So think 10 employees up to 250 tops. Think 1 or 2 million up to 100 million. And then after that size, I'm the wrong guy. I don't know how
Mhm.
that works. It's a big black box to me.
Yeah, yeah, you're not for everyone. You're for the people that, you've got something started and it's working, at least it's going and things are happening, but you want it to be better, bigger, better, and faster. I don't know, bigger and better, I guess.
Well, yeah, usually the story is something like a founder's been beating their head against the wall for the last few years and they've sort of plateaued or they're burnt out and
Mhm.
they've kind of been winging it for a lot of years and they want some kind of predictable structure.
Mhm.
How can I get more buy-in from my leadership team? How can I share the load? I have this Herculean weight on my shoulders, like Atlas, and can I spread the load a little bit? And there's a lot of frustration from maybe half my clients. The other half are the continuous improvement type that are just, I've tried everything. I read all the books and I want to do more and let's go, go, go. So either of
Yeah.
those.
That's about what mine is too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of plateau people. If you get to that plateau, I work anything that touches the clients. Jake goes in and does most of the other stuff. So, it helps you really look at operations, team, lots of good things. So, tell us what really sets you apart. What's your differentiator? I know I was going to screw it up one of these days. So, what
It's a
is
tough word. Yeah.
it's a big word. What really sets you apart from, say, your competitors, people that do coaching? What sets you apart?
Yep. So I guess first off, before, if I
Yeah,
could just back up for a second,
yeah,
I think maybe you would agree too. A lot of people can kind of get away with it for as long as they want, and they
oh
don't
yeah,
have to do any big initiative with
mhm,
marketing. They don't have to do any initiative with the framework and structure of their business. So before I get into what sets me apart, I guess
yeah,
who would be attracted to something like this is somebody who's ready to actually have some kind of a positive change and do something about it instead of just going through the motions. And I'm sure that's true for you as well.
yeah,
But
mhm,
for those leadership teams, the things that would set me apart is I'm an EOS implementer. There's 500 of me in the world, something like that. I mean, but there's only one me, of course. So
Sit here
the
for a moment.
folks that yeah resonate more with me, um, there's a few things. So one is half my clients are virtual, so there's a lot of dispersed leadership teams out there, and I work with a lot of just virtual teams. Uh, the next is it's fit. It's whoever you'd be working with. It's, do I
Mhm,
like this person? Will they get along with my team? Will they be trusted and respected? So my approach. This is my approach. If you say what you really think out loud, it's all going to be okay. And the people who believe that and buy into it, we work really well together. The folks that like to walk on eggshells and play political BS smoke stuff, that's not for me. There's somebody else that maybe can help you. Uh, Another differentiator is that I like to have fun. Like whether you're gonna have fun or not, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna bring my A game and energy, and it's kind of a secret trick that I've found that's how we become vulnerable and comfortable and
mhm,
willing to say those things. And hard conversations are hard, and I'm there to facilitate hard conversations ultimately and help make decisions. So like we've
yeah,
got a day at a time to work together, and we got a lot of stuff to get done. We got to get to business, but let's have fun while we're doing it.
yeah. I think that's why you and I get along so well. Is it's you might as well have fun while you're doing it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Do you have another one there? Looked like you were ready to say something else. So
Not really. Those are the main
okay.
three. If I had to add a fourth, I would say something around the world of emotional high stakes comes to mind.
Ooh, I
And I think
love
that's
that.
true for all of leadership teams. Really, if you look at like what's the big scary thing, there's always something. It's a family-run business, or there's somebody you think maybe shouldn't be there, or maybe one of the owners is a little overbearing, or there's just some subject that feels really weighty, and it can even apply to some kind of industry potentially. Like I've worked with companies that are a group of therapists or a suicide hotline where it's like life or death sort
Mhm.
of stuff that they deal with. um, yeah, leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I mean, every business has high stakes somewhere in it. There's a lot to it. It's scary. It's scary to say, I don't know if I can get this wrong. So sometimes it's easier to say, I'm not bad right now. I can't, I can't mess this up. I can't do wrong. I can do okay. I don't know if I can risk doing it right at this point. So
Yeah,
that's a scary place to be. Hmm.
yeah.
Very cool.
And
So
this is kind of tangential to industry. Sorry to reverse interview, but I don't think that you focus on a particular. I'm industry agnostic. I'll just throw that out
mhm.
there. In fact, like violently so. I don't want to be in the same industry multiple times, but I think you're the same. But I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So I actually work with a lot of the blue collar world and do a lot with
Mm,
construction, manufacturing, heavy equipment,
mm,
industrial. But, I can't say that I haven't worked with a home organizer or um, software companies or cybersecurity companies. It's always fun to see what's happening in this industry and pull the good from those industries into another industry, and you pull the good from that industry into another industry. So if you stick with one industry specifically always, it's really hard to see what's working outside of it. If people always say, hey, we only work with this industry, but we stick with, industry standards, but everyone is struggling, maybe we need to pull some ideas from other industries and really just set you apart, because you don't want to just be one of the crowd, one of the many. How can we set you apart? What are people doing in other industries that really set them apart? And then you can pull that in. So while I work with some industries very closely, I like working with a lot of industries so that I can pull the best from every industry and really make my clients really shine. So
Well,
highlighting
I
that.
wonder if you get this too, but I mean, many people will be like, "Oh, well, are you an expert in my particular niche of a niche of a niche of an industry?"
Oh my
And I
gosh.
say, "No." And thankfully, I'm not. Otherwise, I'm working with all of your competitors. And
Yeah.
also, importantly, I think you're more of an industry expert, right, in the marketing world, but I'm not your guru. I'm not your expert. I'm not your answer man kind of thing. And sometimes people
Yeah.
are looking for something like that from a third party that comes in. And I
Mhm.
am just explicitly not that. I'm there to cultivate the wisdom in the room. And I look at it as a big benefit to be like, I work with companies that are, in data analytics and software, like veterinarians and dentists and groups of therapists. It's like, I look for a pattern in the 20 or so clients that I've worked with today, and I can't really find one, and which is weird because humans are really good at recognizing patterns, and I don't see one.
Yeah. Yep. No. Yeah. I get that. I had a screen company and I said, yeah, I work with companies that have screens this side. She's like, no, I need someone that works with companies that have 20-foot screens. It's like, there's not that many. Do you really
Yeah,
want me to like it would just be your
yeah,
competitors. It would be your direct competitors.
totally.
And then I wouldn't be pulling any new information in. I'd be competing against, like against my other clients. Like, don't you want to know who's doing a good job? And, you know, so a lot of my industries I work in, there are people that are really good, really business savvy. Not everyone is. And don't you want me to know the best from every industry so that I can pull it all in and really say, hey, while I don't know 100% what you do, because that's what you do, I want to pull that knowledge from your brain so that we can highlight you, highlight your company, make you look the best, make you operate the best. I mean, that's what you're doing. So, let us be the experts in what we do. You be the expert in what you do, and we'll really make that shine. So that's,
Yeah,
I haven't said that before. Never.
yeah, good. I'm glad I've extracted that from you. And then I think we're pretty darn overlapping in terms of the size. Is there a minimum or maximum that jumps out to you for
So
you?
I typically, yeah, I say eight,
And
nine
not an
figures.
aberration. I remember once, like, you go, oh, I work with this $97 billion company, but that's an aberration, I think. But go ahead.
Yeah, most of my clients are somewhere. I've gone down to about 3 million. So I've worked about where you're at
Mm.
too, but I go up to about 600 million. So a lot of my clients are the 20 to 600 million range. Sometimes it's closer to 300 million, but um, yeah. So I work a little bit higher than you do, but I also go down to the seven figures sometimes too, because someone cop if I can speak well. So see, there's the fun. I'm not even worried about trying to speak well all the time.
Yeah, we're here to have fun, so
Yeah,
it's all
it's
good.
fun. That's what we need
Six
to
hundred
do.
million is just, I don't know how that works. I'll leave that to you. It becomes a corporate entity at a certain level, and it's beyond me. But I'm sure there's somebody else after you graduate to 100, 200 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found the minimum. It range. You're talking about revenue, right? Like three
Mhm.
million revenue minimum, and big asterisk. It matters on what kind of profit business they are. If they're
Exactly.
e-commerce, it's a
Mhm.
lower profit versus like some kind of consulting business, wealth management, something like that. But
Yep.
I found kind of a similar bottom. Like if they
Mhm.
don't have at least a million or two or three, like kind of 2 or 3 million to the lower end, they're not going to be able to afford me or you.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then most of my clients I'd say like 4 to 40 million is most of my clients. Some are less, some are more.
Yeah. Well, and if someone popped up to me, and I'm sure it's the same way with you, they're great company, you want to see them succeed, but you're not the expert for what they're trying to do. They're too
Hmm.
low, or too high. You know someone that could help them. So, it's never a bad thing to, like, if anyone listening, you're wanting to talk to Jake. You don't know if you're ready for Jake, but you like him. Talk to him. You could probably maybe figure out if it makes sense or not. But if not, he'll find someone. And that's how I am too. So, we know people. Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to be. I don't know if you do this as well, but I just try to be an EOS go-to person because not everybody has one. A lot of people maybe they tried a little bit themselves and they just want
Mhm.
to get some help. And I talk to entrepreneurs all the time. I'm one of those junkie addict entrepreneurs that have been doing it since I was 21 years old, and I just
Mhm.
can't turn my brain off. So if I'm not doing EOS, I'm happy to talk shop too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Something about business. It's my favorite thing to talk about. I'm really cool like that. I also do outdoorsy things too. I'm not that weird. So so tell me, Jake, what do you wish people in the industry, or, people listening today, what do you wish they knew?
I wish that they would fully realize the gravity of their influence. Any company, a million to whatever, has so much direct and indirect influence. And as the leadership team goes, so goes the rest of the company. I believe that. And if we could just be 10% better as a leadership group,
Mhm.
that's gonna trickle down to everybody else and kind of cascade throughout. And I don't think about the first level, like the first order level, where it's hey, there's the leaders, there's employees, and all the way down. But think about everybody's spouses, and then think about the vendors that interact with you. Think about the clients that you're serving, and if you add it all up, it's 10,000 touch points or more, depending on what industry you're in. And what if we just try to be a little better from the top and get buy-in? And like, I want that vision traction healthy for all the companies. As on the consumer side, I don't want to deal with Comcast. I want to deal with the company that's like clear about their vision. They're getting traction, they're growing, and they're super healthy and easy to interact with. So,
Yeah, no, I love it. That's exactly right. Helping the good companies that are out there, fighting the good fight, really, changing the world just one person, one contract at a time, right?
yeah, I try to say more happy people via more healthy businesses. Like that's how I see as my greater function purpose, something like that.
I love it. I love it. So, how can people get a hold of you, Jake, if they want to talk to you, or interact with EOS if that's the way they want to go?
I'm not prepared to plug. I don't know. Do I have a book or something that I don't know that I wrote? Probably my email, jake.wells at eosworldwide.com. Am I giving you my phone number, social, my address? What else do you want? My,
Okay,
my URL is
email is good, or yeah.
eosworldwide.com/Jake-Wells. I'm sure you'll have a bunch of visuals and post editing.
Well, since we're live, maybe not, but we'll put it in the
Yeah.
oh my gosh, in the chat part of it. Comments. There we
You
go.
did not tell me this was live, Nicole.
Oh shoot. Yep, we're live right now. Say hi to everyone. So, yep, no, so get a hold of Jake. Jake is awesome, and yeah, thanks for swinging by, and we'll see you next time.